Cantos 37 to 39 of Book 2 of the Ramayana of Valmiki, translated by Ralph T. H. Griffith. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Om123. Canto 37, The Coats of Bark. Thus spake the virtuous sage, and then Rama addressed the king of man. In laws of meek behavior bred, thus to his sire he meekly said, King, I renounce all earthly care, and live in woods on woodland fair. What that to joys have I to do with lordly tread and retinue? Who gives his elephant and yet upon the gods his heart will set? How can a cord attract his eyes, who gives away the nobler prize? Best of the good, with me be led, no host, my king, with banners spread. All wealth, all lordship I resign, the hermit's dress alone be mine. Before I go, have here conveyed a little basket and a spade. With these alone I go, content, for 14 years of banishment. With her own hands Kaikeyi took the hermit coats of bark, and, look, she cried with bold unblushing brow, before the concourse, dressed enow. That lion leader of the brave took from her hand the dress she gave, cast his fine raiment on the ground, and round his waist the vesture bound. Then quick the hero Lakshman too his garment from his shoulders drew, and in the presence of his sire endued the ascetic's rough attire. But Sita, in her silks arrayed, threw glances, trembling and afraid, on the bark coat she had to wear, like a shy doe that eyes the snare. Ashamed and weeping for distress, from the queen's hand she took the dress. The fair one by her husband's side, who matched heaven's minstrel monarch, cried, How bind they on their woodland dress those hermits of the wilderness? There stood the pride of Janak's race, perplexed, with sad appealing face. One coat the lady's finger grasped, one round her neck she feebly clasped, but failed again, confused by the wild garb she never had used. Then quickly hastening Rama, pride of all who cherish virtue, tied the rough bark mantle on her over the silken raiment that she wore. Then the sad women, when they saw Rama the choice bark round her draw, rained water from each tender eye, and cried aloud with bitter cry, Oh, not on her, beloved, not on Sita falls thy mournful lot. If, faithful to thy father's will, thou must go forth, leave Sita still. Let Sita, still remaining here, our hearts with her loved presence cheer. With Lakshman by thy side to aid, seek thou, dear son, the lonely shade. Unmeet, one good and fair as she should dwell in woods a devotee. Let not our prayers be prayed in vain, let beauteous Sita yet remain, for by thy love of duty tied, thou wilt not here thyself abide. Then the king's venerable guide, Vasishtha, when he saw its coat, and closed the lady's waist and throat, her chill with gentle words repressed, and Queen Kaikeyi thus addressed, O evil-hearted sinner, shame of royal Kaikeyi's race and name, who matchless in thy sin couldst cheat the lord the king with vile deceit. Lost to all sense of duty, no, Sita to exile shall not go. Sita shall guard, as it were her own, the precious trust of Rama's throne. Those joined by wedlock's sweet control have but one self and common soul. Thus Sita shall our empress be, for Rama's self and soul is she. Or if she still to Rama cleave, and for the woods the kingdom leave, if not her loving heart debtor, we and this town will follow her. The warders of the queen shall take their wives and go for Rama's sake. The nation with its stores of grain, the city's wealth shall swell his train. Bharat, Shatrugna, both will wear bark mantles and his lodging share. Still with the elder brother dwell in the wildwood and serve him well. Rest here alone and rule thy state, unpeopled, barren, desolate. Be empress of the land and trees, thou sinner, whom our sorrows please. The land which Rama reigns not over shall bear the kingdom's name no more. The woods which Rama wanders through shall be our home and kingdom too. Bharat, be sure, will never deign over realms his father yields to reign. Nay, if the king's true son he be, he will not son-like dwell with thee. Nay, shouldst thou from the earth arise, and send thy message from the skies, to his forefathers' custom true, no erring course would he pursue. So hast thou, by thy grievous fault, offended him thou wouldst exalt. In all the world none draws his breath, who loves not Rama true to death. This day, O Queen, shalt thou behold birds, deer, and beasts from lea and fold, turn to the woods in Rama's train, and naught save longing trees remain. Canto 38. Care for Kaushalya. Then when the people wrought and said, saw Sita in bark vesture clad, though wedded like some widowed thing, they cried out, Shame upon thee, king! Grieved by their cry and angry look, the Lord of Art at once forsook all hope in life that still remained, in duty, self, and fame unstained. Ikshaku's son, with burning sighs, on Queen Kaikeyi bent his eyes, and said, But Sita must not flee, in garments of a devotee. My holy guide has spoken truth, unfit is she in tender youth, so gently nurtured, soft and fair, the hardships of the wood to share. How has she sinned, devout and true, the noblest monarch's child, that she should garb of bark in dew, and journey to the wild? That she should spend her youthful days amid a hermit band, like some poor mendicant who strays, sore troubled, through the land. Ah, let the child of Janak throw her dress of bark aside, and let the royal lady go, with royal wealth supplied. Not such the pledge I gave before, unfit to linger here. The oath which I the sinner swore is kept and leaves her clear. Won from her childlike love this too, my instant death would be, as blossoms on the old bamboo destroy the parent tree. If aught amiss by Rama done, offend thee, O thou wicked one, what less transgression canst thou find in her, thou worst of womankind? What shade of fault in her appears, whose full soft eye is like the deer's? What canst thou blame in Janak's child, so gentle, modest, true, and mild? Is not one crime complete that sent my Rama forth to banishment? And wilt thou other sins commit, thou wicked one, to double it? This is the pledge and vow I swore, what thou besoughtest, and no more, of Rama, for I heard thee, dame, when he for consecration came. Now with this limit not content, in hell should be thy punishment, who fain the metal bride wouldst press, to clothe her limbs with hermit dress. Thus spake the father in his woe, and Rama, still prepared to go, to him who sat with drooping head, spake in return these words, and said, Just king, here stands my mother dear, Kaushalya, one whom all revere. Submissive, gentle, old is she, and keeps her lips from blame of thee. For her, kind lord, of me bereft, a sea of whelming woe is left. Oh, show her, in her new distress, still fonder love and tenderness. Well honoured by thine honoured hand, her grief for me let her withstand, who wrapped in constant thought of me, in me who live a devotee. Piya of Mahendra, oh, to her be kind, and treat, I pray, my gentle mother so, that when I dwell afar, her life resigned, she may not pass to Yama's realm for awe. Canto 39. Counsel to Sita. Scarce had the sire, with its dear queen, heard Rama's pleading voice and seen his darling in his hermit dress, ere failed his senses for distress. Convulsed with woe, his soul that shook, on Raghu's son he could not look, or if he looked with failing eye, he could not to the chief reply. By pangs of bitter grief assailed, the long-armed monarch wept and wailed, half dead a while and sore distraught, while Rama filled his every thought. This hand of mine in days ere now has reft her young from many a cow, all living things has idly slain, hence comes, I ween, this hour of pain. Not till the hour is come to die can from its shell the spirit fly. Death comes not, and Kaikeyi's steel torments the wretch she cannot kill, who sees his son before him quit the fine soft robes his rank dead feet, and glorious as the burning fire in hermit grab his limbs attire. Now all the people grieve and groan, through Queen Kaike's deed alone, who, having dared this deed of sin, strives for herself the gain to win. He spoke, with tears his eyes grew dim, his senses all deserted him. He cried, "O Rama," once, then weak, and fainting could no farther speak. Unconscious there he lay, at length, regathering his sense and strength, while his full eyes their torrents shed. To wise Sumatra thus he said: "Yoke the light car and heed her lead, fleet coursers of the noblest breed, and drive this heir of lofty fate beyond the limit of the state. This seems the fruit that virtues bear, the meed of what which texts declare, the sending of the brave and good by sire and mother to the wood." He heard the monarch and obeyed, with ready feet that never delayed, and brought before the palace gate the horses and the car of state. Then to the monarch's son he sped, and raising hands of reverence, said: "The delight car, which gold made fair, with best of steeds was standing there." King Dasarath called in haste the Lord over all his treasures placed, and spoke, well skilled in place and time, his will to him devoid of crime. "Count all the years she has to live afar in forest wilds, and give to Sita robes and gems of price, as for the time may well suffice." Quick to the treasure room he went, charged by that king most excellent, brought the rich stores and gave them all to Sita in the monarch's hall. The metal dame of high descent received its robe and ornament, and tricked those limbs whose lines foretold her destiny with gems and gold. So well adorned, so fair to view, a glory through the hall she threw. So when the Lord of Light upsprings, his radiance over the sky he flings. Then Queen Kaushalya spake at last, with loving arms about her cast, pressed lingering kisses on her head, and to the high-souled lady said: "Ah, in this faithless world below, when dark misfortune comes and woe, wives, loved and cherished every day, neglect their lords and disobey. Yes, woman's nature still is this, after long days of common bliss, when some light grief her spirit tries, she changes all her love or flies. Young wives are thankless, false in soul, with roving hearts that spurn control. Brooding on sin and quickly changed, in one short hour their love estranged. Not glorious deeds or lineage fair, not knowledge, gift or tender care, in chains of lusting love can bind a woman's light inconstant mind. But those good dames who still maintain what right, truth, scripture, rule ordain, no holy thing in their pure eyes with one beloved husband vies. Nor let thy Lord, my son, condemned to exile, be by thee contemned, for be he poor or wealthy, he is as a god, dear child, to thee." When Sita heard Kaushalya's speech, her duty and her gain to teach, she joined her palms with reverent grace, and gave her answer face to face: "All will I do, forgetting not, which thou, O honored queen, hast taught. I know, have heard, and deep have stored the rules of duty to my lord. Not me, good queen, shouldst thou include among the faithless multitude. Its own sweet light the moon shall leave, ere I to duty cease to cleave. The stringless lute gives forth no strain, the will-less car is urged in vain. No joy a lordless dame, although blessed with 100 sons, can know. From father, brother, and from son, immediate share of joy is won. Who would not honor, love, and bless her lord, whose gifts are measureless? Thus trained to think, I hold in awe Scripture's command and duty's law. Him can I hold in slight esteem, her lord is woman's God, I deem." Kaushalya heard the lady's speech, nor failed those words her heart to reach. Then pure in mind, she gave to flow the tear that sprang of joy and woe. Then duteous Rama forward came, and stood before the honored dame, and joining reverent hands addressed the queen in rank above the rest. "O mother, from these tears refrain, look on my sire and still thy pain. To thee my days afar shall fly, as if sweet slumber closed thine eye, and 14 years of exile seem to thee, dear mother, like a dream. On me returning safe and well, God by my friends thine eyes shall dwell. Thus for their deep affection's sake the hero to his mother spake. Then to the of 702 wives of his sire paid reverence due. Thus Dasarath's son addressed the crowd of matrons sore distressed. If from these lips, while here I dwelt, one heedless taunt you ever felt, forgive me, pray, and now adieu. I bid good-bye to all of you. Then straight, like Kali's cries, upwent the voices of their wild lament, while as bade farewell, the crowd of royal women wept aloud, and through the ample hall's extent, where erst the sound of tabor blent with drum and shrill-toned instrument, in joyous concert rose, now rang the sound of wailing high, the lamentation and the cry, the shriek, the choking sob, the sigh, that told the ladies' woes. End of Cantos 37, 38, and 39.